Sales is such a sport. Literally, like I wake up every day and I'm like, all right, time to make my calls, time to get close some deals. And it's like literally every single day it's constant. And every single sales call that I take that doesn't go the way I want it to go, I watch the recording, just like any other athlete will. Watch their recording when they're, playing whatever sport they're playing. But what I've realized is like for the salespeople that do really well are really the ones that put their emotions aside and just like mentally just don't care. Like when I say don't care, like not necessarily like they're rude or disrespectful or they're complete like assholes when it comes to being on the phone, but don't care in a sense of like, they're not too worried if somebody on the other side is gonna yell at them or tell them to screw off or, hang up on their face. I mean, like, what's the worst case scenario, right? At the end of the day, it's just phone calls. Nobody's gonna come out on the phone and shoot you in the face. It's really just psychological, and it's all falsified fear. Because at the end of the day, when you become really good at sales and you know how to communicate and overcome objections, a lot of people are actually gonna respect you for the job that you do, and they're gonna appreciate you for what you're delivering and the service that you're offering. And that's why it's also so important to be pushing a service that you really believe in. I know a lot of people might tell you, like, oh, I can sell things I don't really care about. And true, yeah, if you're good at selling, you can technically manipulate your way through anything. But in my opinion, a true salesperson isn't somebody that pushes something that doesn't make sense on the individual. That's where all the bad stigma of sales comes from. I only make sure that when I talk to the people I'm, talking to, that whatever they're going to buy from me, that it makes sense for them, right? And I ask them questions to figure that out. And if I feel like they're hesitant, then I guide them through a list of questions to make them realize, what they need to realize to make the decision for themselves. I'm just simply here to guide them to a decision. But anyway, the reason why I'm making this video is because I feel like I'm just doing like my follow-ups right now. And it's funny, one of the things that I do when I do my follow-ups is like I double call, meaning like when I call somebody once and they don't pick up, I'll call them again. And something as simple as that, when I'm training my salespeople, that like by itself, it takes them a little while to like, actually get the hang of, because they find it, annoying. Like, oh, I don't want to be annoying. And the thing is, in reality, is it works. Like a lot of people that I call, when I call them on the second time, they pick up. So if I only just called them once, I would have just put in my notes that they never picked up. And they never pick up on. Some people don't ever pick up on the first call. But when you double dial them, they're going to start to assume it's somebody important. So they're more likely going to probably pick up the phone call. These are little tricks that you have to do to kind of like advance yourself as a salesperson, right? But the non-experts or amateurs, or when you're just starting in sales, you mentally block yourself and you start to put all these like rules that don't actually apply. Because at the end of the day, when somebody finishes the phone call with you, they're going to forget who you are and move on. And that's why role plays, making sure you, go through your sales calls and taking the reps every single day is going to be super important, because at the end of the day, when it comes to becoming an expert in sales, a lot of it is psychological. You have to just like overcome the limited beliefs that you have and be able to communicate clearly so that you get to the destination that you're looking to get to.